everybody. Welcome to another episode of Criminal Genealogy. I am your host, Gwen, and I am your criminal genealogist. I have a redo. I'm redoing the Bertha Zettle video. The other one that I did, I used OBO, and it didn't work out too hot. So I got a new program and it's working great. So I'm making a new video for this and I'll put it all together and get it posted. I'm so excited. And if you could please like the video and subscribe, that helps my channel circulate and get more subscribers and more people can learn about criminal genealogy. So I don't know if you remember the Bobbitt case, Lorena Bobbitt from 1993. This case was way before that. And if you're not sure about the Bobbitt case, Google it. Very interesting. It's all about mayhem. And mayhem, if you don't know what that is, some of you might think you know, but you'd be surprised. That's a crime. It is violent or damaging disorder. It's chaos. It's a crime of maliciously injuring someone, originally so as to render them defenseless. So Bertha Zettle she thought her husband was going to leave her. And her husband had been married before. And she was born the 14th of March, 1877 in Minnesota. And she was married to Frank Borbonda. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Frank, who was born in 1863, he was born, actually his name was Mario Narcissco Boronda. But for some reason people called him Frank. So we'll call him Frank. So Bertha cut off his penis. Well, she didn't cut it completely off, as Bobbitt didn't either, but that's nor here nor there. So let's read the case. Husband charges wife with mayhem. San Jose, California. This article is dated the 8th of June, 1907. Santa Cruz Weekly Sentinel. San Jose, June 1st. Propped up in bed at his Red Cross hospital shortly after noon today, Fire Captain Frank Boronda swore to a complaint before Justice Brown charging his wife Bertha Boronda with the crime of mayhem. Though the man is still weak from his injuries, his physicians state that he will undoubtedly live. The only danger which he faces is blood poisoning may set in. The crime with which Mrs. Boronda is charged is a felony, defined by the criminal code as follows. Every person who unlawfully and maliciously deprives a human being of a member of his body or renders it useless, or cuts or disables the tongue, or puts out an eye, or slits the tongue, nose, ear, or lip, is guilty of mayhem. Section 204 at the Code states that mayhem is punishable by imprisonment in the state prison not exceeding 14 years. Little after midnight, Thursday morning, Mrs. Boronda, without warning, attacked her husband in the dark with a razor, maiming him Fearfully, he ran screaming into the firehouse on San Pedro Street, which adjoins his home, while his wife rushed through the streets in her nightdress to the north end, where she procured a suit of men's clothing, which she donned. Borododa was taken to the Red Cross hospital, where his injuries were treated. For several hours, the police searched for the woman and finally captured her near the Board Garage Depot as she was mounting a bicycle on which she hoped to escape. She was taken to the city prison, where she is still being held. Mrs. Borododa has admitted to the police that the mayhem to her husband, but she has expressed no regret for having done the awful deed. Her only excuse is that she wanted to be revenged on Borododa, whom she believed intended to desert her and leave her for Mexico. She's up to that time has not employed counsel. She will probably be arraigned before the Judge Brown sometime Monday. Case of Mayhem. This is dated the 16th of January, 1908. The Californian, Salinas, California. Mrs. Frank Borododa on trial for mutilating her husband. She was the wife of Frank and is on trial at San Jose for a hindrance crime committed on her husband the 30th of May, 1907. The case is expected to go to jury today. There was no difficulty in making out the case. The defense was he had paid attentions to other women. Also, that her mind was a blank during the time the crime was committed. Frank Borododa was formerly a resident of Castroville and is quite well known in this county. The Californian, 1908, February 25th. Mrs. Borododa's sentence. Yesterday in the Superior Court at San Jose, Judge Welsh sentenced Mrs. Bertha Borododa to 5 years in San Quentin prison for having unspeakably mutilated her husband, Narcissco Borododa. About a year ago, Narcissa was brought up at Castroville and has many friends and relatives in this county. They're calling what she did Castroville. I don't know why. I guess the newspaper has a sense of humor back then. So then, while all this is going on, Frank decides, I want a divorce. Wife attacked him. Charge. Salinas, April 14th. Alleging his wife deserted him after attacking him with a razor. Narcissco yesterday brought suit for divorce against Bertha. The couple reside in Monterey. She's in prison. She didn't desert him. But that's his story. So she does get out. She's paroled the 20th of December in 1909. And, of course, they divorce. And, well, his first wife, before he married Bertha, her name was Belle Doane, D-O-A-N-E. They divorced in 1895. And she was afraid of the same thing, and she even tried to commit suicide. So then Frank marries a Josephine Warburton. And Bertha married an Alexander Patterson in 1921, but they divorced. And Patterson had owned a camp called Camp Meekes. It was a rustic vacation spot in Northern California. So her and her husband get divorced, and Bertha dies in the 18th of January 1950 in San Francisco. And Frank will die the 2nd of April, 1940 in Monterey, California. And I did make a blog post if you're interested in reading that. It is at Blogspot, Criminal Genealogy at blogspot.com. And if you have a naughty ancestor and you need help trying to find the records, I have a criminal genealogy group on Facebook called Criminal Genealogy. Make sure you answer all the questions or they will not admit you. So I hope you have a wonderful Memorial weekend. I have Monday off, so I'm going to be making a few more videos to post over the weekend. So until next time, make sure you're posting all your naughty ancestors to your tree. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.